Okay, so we'll continue further. Here, here I would like to talk to you about the main originator of the whole science, the science that I am representing. देखो बंद हो गया हो. माउस ले लो ना अपने पास. माउस ले लो अपने हाथ में. नहीं से करना. सही. So, the main originator of the science, see, I would refer to you Shiv Saita. In that Shiv Saita, if you start to do yoga and simultaneously if you read, you will understand how he have explained the inner anatomy associated with the higher dimension, how you see where you focus at which point and you see the other dimensions. Okay, so once you start to see the other dimensions, they are present inside you. So once you start to see where a particular dimension is present and how to deal with those dimensions, and as you know more about those dimensions, you start to stay in a state which is called as Turyatita Avastha, wherein you start to manifest your wishes, your Ichha Shakti develops, and then you just do whatever you wish to. That becomes a reality. Next. Here Devi Shakti, see again Shiv and Shakti, these are two you understand it to be two, but they are just one. So they are one being, as you would understand. The combination becomes the one that is said by the one that we are one, and the one that the reality of one is the combination of this two aspects, which is Shiva and Shakti. The Shiva Shakti both combined becomes one. Right? It is not just one. Shiva is one, but the combination is what is one. Next. Here this guy, he talks about, he presents a beautiful slide representing what is said in the Bible. ये सेट करो इसको. Yeah, see the sacred secretion and cerebrospinal fluid, the Christ within it. So here, what is it talking about? See, inside your entire central nervous system, if you see there are two ventricles, then there is third ventricle and fourth ventricle, and along that in the middle you have the central canal, and there are durameter along the sides of the entire spinal cord. Now in this all this region, there is a fluid which is called as cerebrospinal fluid. Now this fluid is what is called as Amrita in Veda. Now what is this fluid? Understanding this fluid is nothing but this fluid contains all those sacred people that you consider. Those sacred people they reside inside these canals, and these canals is what is the real world that you would understand. See, through the spinal cord, this cerebrospinal fluid flows, and inside the head Here we have the flow of the entire cerebrospinal fluid. There. Now, in these fluid, these higher beings resides. Now, as I'll proceed further, I'll explain to you why this fluid is so important and why it is called as. It is also called as Chidra Rupa. What are these higher beings? These higher beings are nothing but they are made up of tattva, which is called as Amrit Tattva, and they are filled with Amrit. Now, what happens, like if they are filled with Amrit, they glow. They are Prakash Rupa. So all these beings, the higher beings that you would see once you get enlightened, these are filled with Amrit, and because of this Amrit, they glow, and because of that glow, they are called as Prakash Rupa. They Swaprakasha. Swaprakasha as in like self-illumined. You are also called as self-illumined once you get enlightened. So this is the representation of that Prakasha. That fluid itself is a Prakasha. That Amrit is nothing but it is a Prakash. It is the fluid that contains the nectar that is called the Amrit. Its normal swarup is Prakash. Its normal nature is Prakash. Okay, so it glows. It glows to tremendous extent. Next. And here again in this slide he is talking about how this the system is associated. Here he said yes. Here, see how there are 7 chakras that is there right from your base perineum, which is called as perineum. In the perineum you have Muladhara, and then you go up at the base of your penis is Vishuddhi, and then you have Manipurika at the navel region, and then you have Anahata at between your chest, mediastinum region, and Visuddhi in your throat, and you have Agneya Chakra in the center of your head or forehead as it is called, and you have Sahasrara, which is nothing but above that, okay, above the head or where I am indicating right now. So here, see what happens, like as the light travels from the base to the up, this light is nothing but this is called Shakti. As the Shakti travels, Shakti in Mool Roop is sitting in the base, in the Cauda equina. Okay, in the Cauda equina there is a coil and a snake form of Shakti, which is called as Kundalini Shakti. Now Kundalini Shakti lies in the base of that Cauda equina, in the middle of the Cauda equina, and once you start to meditate or once you start to do yoga, what happens that Shakti rises up and comes to till the Agneya Chakra at the center of your head. Now, as you gain control, your Sahasrara, it starts to glow, and then you generates n number of siddhis, the power that is associated with it. Next. Now here, the central part is very important, very crucial for you to understand, because the central canal is passing in the center of this whole structure. Now, structural element you understand. See, the higher beings reside inside the central canal, the fluid, the canal that is there, but they are projected in this form. See, they are projected in this form, and because of this projection, you have, this is called as Dharit Ansh. you will generate this kind of anatomy because of their projections. So what is happening is from the central canal, and there are many other canals that are, so 7 on this side and 7 on that side. I'll show you the transverse section, not in this slide, not in this lecture, in the another lecture. If you do the transverse section, you will see the 14 different tubes that are running up and down the spinal cord. Now that tube carries the cerebrospinal fluid, and in that cerebrospinal fluid, these higher being resides. Now when the energy, when the Shakti moves up and it comes and reaches the thalamus, or reaches the Sahasrara, your whole head starts to glow, and once it starts to glow, then you start to see these people. Now what is happening when the Shakti is not raised? Okay, when she is there sitting in the Kundalini, in the Pada Equina, these are called Dharit Ansha. Still you have the anatomy as that of the higher being that are there. Once this higher being are projected, you start to see those higher beings. That is a different case scenario altogether. But till the time, even if they are not, then also you have a general anatomy, general anatomical structure which indicates this. Now here, in this anatomical structure, you have this hypothalamus, which is the major aspect that I have explained you, how the inputs from outside is perceived, and then there are delusional element that will pour in a number of delusion, and then there are delusion breakers that will break in delusion, and the final rests to you what you understand. So that understanding, that thought current is inserted into your head, which is called as mundi. Okay, for your understanding, this becomes a mundi for your understanding. Now here, the final understanding is poured in, and that becomes your thought current for your function. Next. Now here again, Shiva is representing how these beings are. See, it is also called as pine cone. In Western civilization, they call it cone, the pine cone, which is very famous. Now here on the head, if you see, it is nothing but a pine cone. So these are those people on sitting above your head. So whenever you perceive, when you see, when you hear, when you smell, when you taste, all those informations, see, there are people everywhere. Here you see people, here you see people, in the eyes you see both. Now whenever an input, whenever input is taken, that input is presented to the central system, to the central person who is residing here. You see the center. थोड़ा बड़ा करो इसको. माउस ये है ना, ले लो अपने पास. वो ये है माउस, क्या बोलते हैं, हाँ, अपने पास रखो और इधर देख के करो, उधर नहीं, इधर देख के करो तो इजी हो जाएगा. हाँ, मुझे ऊपर का देखना है, ये बस देखो, अभी इजी हो गया. तो here center. Now this person is shown in the front, but this is what I am talking about, the central head. Now he is the center. He is sitting on the center of the head, and these people are nothing but your both the sides of your head. Now here, whenever any input is taken in, now they will represent the input to the central person. Now simultaneously there would be delusion that is poured in, and there will be delusion breakers that is poured in. Now final decision rests to the person who is lying inside the head or in the central. Now whatever is perceived, the final conclusion that is drawn by the central person becomes the thought current of that central person. Now that central person is, it says like Shiva is residing inside, but it depends on how much you are understanding. You're getting the point, how much you are understanding. see, when you see him, it's altogether different aspect. Then you are in direct communication. But till the time it is, see, all this is done in association with you, in association with the central person. Now, central person, he will not try to understand unless and until you are awakened. See, if your dhyana, if your understanding is raised, then that central person's understanding is raised. See, every person. See, Shiva is residing in every person, but that same person is Shiva. You're getting the point. So whatever your understanding you are carrying, that is Shiva inside you. You get the point. Okay. So if that central person's is poured in and he is carrying n number of thought current, which is delusional. So whatever is perceived again will go under the delusion. And if he is breaking all the delusion and if he is out of the delusion, see, then you become, see, being one. See, you, this big face, being one with that, the central person is what is called as being Shiva. Okay, till that time you are this person who is right outside. See, there is a person, but the expression that is seen outside is what is there inside. So you are, the Shiva is sitting inside, but you are not one with the face that you are carrying, the one that you call yourself. Till the time he is one with that central person, till that time you are not, you are different form of you are not one with, or you are not Shiva rather. Okay, till the time you are one with the central, with the Shiva that is sitting, residing inside. Now, till that time how you function, I have already explained to you. Oh, okay, next. Here again depicting Shakti, depicting the same aspect. Now here, why? See, in this picture, what I am seeing is how serene, how calmly she's lying, she's sitting in one position. See, understand this, you think that gods and goddesses, like, see, they are, you are always see the gods and goddesses, they are standing in the erect position, always in one position, or most of the time. What does that mean? They are continuously in the state of dhyana. See, that is what is they are representing. See, they are in the state of dhyana all the time. They do not need to be in that position. But they are indicating, they are giving you a signal that to do dhyana. See, always there. If you see their eyes half closed, what are they indicating? They are indicating that you need to be, once you start to do that dhyana and you start to focus on the center of your head, then you become one with that head. And once you become one with that head, then you yourself become the central person. And that central person is nothing but Shiva himself. So Shiva says that everybody is Shiva. That is how he says everybody. You become one with them, you become Shiva. Okay, next. Now here, the third eye, forehead, dots, and see, it has been since ages, all those gods and goddesses. See, this understand these gods and goddesses. They are scientists. They are researchers. They are above all these things. They are at the highest dimensions. So when they are at the higher dimensions, they are seeing. See, what do you mean by scientific research? Scientific research means you cannot see. So you will design a tool, different tools to see that. To see, and once you see their function, and that same representation of what you have seen is what is called as scientific research. Seeing is what is scientific research. See, in many of the Vedic scriptures or wherever I've read, I found that Shiva says all the time, he created the world in his see. See, he's seeing. So when you see, you create. What do you mean by? So how do you create? Now today in today's genre, what you are doing is we have a number of scientific organizations doing a number of research, and these complicated and stupid terminology. Seeing is what is called as research. Seeing is what is scientific. You're getting the point. Seeing. Now what these people are doing is they're building a telescope and they're building a microscope to the greatest extent possible. Now what they're doing by doing just seeing. See, there is one thing that these guys were very intelligent. Understand, these guys, the older guys, the guys of the Vedic civilization, the Aryan civilization, the Mayan civilization, and the Egyptian civilization, they were very intelligent people. How they were intelligent? They knew that there is a microscope and telescope which is fixed inside our head. Once we become one with them, we can zoom in wherever we want, we can zoom out wherever we want. So zooming in, zooming out. Now not only zooming in and zooming out your eye, but zooming in and zooming out your ear. Zooming out and zooming in your taste, your smell. You can smell from distance. 1,000 kilometers away, you can smell what is cooked there. You get this ability. Understand? This is the level that I am talking about. No scientific research, no scientific experiment can do that. 1,000 kilometers away, you can see what is happening. You can zoom in, zoom out, zoom in. See, even Hubble telescope is presenting a number of. Now, with this third eye, you can see everything that is available. So when you can see everything that is available, so what is the point of huge telescope wasting? I mean, literally a waste of labor that is happening in this generation. The waste of what are they doing? They're building all those components which are almost useless to the core. Earlier, what they used to do, they used to build pyramids, they used to build temples, they used to build big monument structure depicting the truth. Why they were doing that? They were doing that simply because you do not need anything to see or hear. We are designing a number. See, if everybody in the entire world gets enlightened, and if they are able to talk just by being at one place, why will they need this mobile phones? Why will they need computers for calculation? If the calculation can be done by the people who are residing inside, see, there are a number of all the calculation can be done inside your head. See, the people that I am talking about that are there in your head, they see everything. Seeing is